we have our colleague Anand Singh live with us from Delhi. Anand, the situation continues to be grim as we talk about the landslides which have triggered a lot of pain for the civilians as well. While there has been one side of it in the rescue and the relief operations, the politics continues to also beef up right now. As we have said, it has already started when we hear Tom Wadakkan's comment that it could have been averted, and the UPA government did not actually listen to the report's recommendation as well. And Rahul Gandhi has also made statements about his scheduled visit to Wayanad after it was postponed today. Please share more details.
Yes, Simran, look, even as Indian Air Force and Indian Armed Forces, along with NDRF and several other state disaster relief forces are indulged into the relief operations in Kerala's Wayanad, where about 156 people have died, of which the post-mortem for 130 people have been carried out. And so looking at the rescue operation that is going on, the IAF is providing all the necessary food packets and everything requested by the people who are stranded in the several areas of Wayanad due to the landslide that has happened over there. And even the army and the several other rescue operation team are finding it very difficult to reach to the places where the people are still said to be stranded in the mud and the water that has entered their homes. So now the politics has heated up on the issue, as we have listened how Tom Wadakkan mentioned about the report that has highlighted that these places where the landslide has taken up happened yesterday in the early morning at 2 a.m. and 4:10 a.m. in the morning. So these were the areas which were said to be prone to landslide, and there no construction was allowed. And after 2018, we have seen how construction have flourished over there. And even yesterday, when Rahul Gandhi announced that he will be visiting Wayanad to meet the victim families and the people who have been taken to relief camps. Now the political reactions have heated up, as the BJP has been saying that they need to avoid going right now, as rescue and relief operations are still going on, and the army and several other agencies are taking the help of the sniffer dogs to bring out the people who are stranded over there. So they are requesting all the other senior dignitaries not to go to Wayanad as of now, as it may affect the relief and rescue operation to bring out the people, those who still need help from the agencies, and they need to be brought out. And Rahul Gandhi has also mentioned when yesterday during the meeting with Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, their Congress General Secretary K.C. Venugopal was also there, when Venugopal commented that they are going to postpone the visit for today as the weather is not good, as they were supposed to fly via Mysuru. And even in Mysuru, the temperature is, the weather is not good. So as the rains are continuing, which
All
is
right,
also
Anand.
hampering
I
the
believe
relief
we are getting
operations over there.
updates also on the Wayanad landslide tragedy, where more casualties have been also confirmed. Now joining me on the broadcast is Major General Sudhakar. So, Major General Sudhakar ji. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. He's a defense expert. Sir, what are the key points of the rescue operations, in your opinion, that could be strengthened in this time of the crisis? Well, at one point, the immediate priorities needs to be sorted out. The Indian Army, of course, is being roped in such a state-level disaster, which has resulted in more than 150 casualties so far, and the death toll is only expected to mount further, Major General.
Yeah, Simran, good morning. Thank you for getting me to your show, and compliments to our co-panelists. As regards this particular disaster, it deserves to be classified and categorized as a kind of a national disaster, in my opinion. Why am I saying is, you see, there is an old saying, I learned it when I was touring Kerala some time back, prepare and prevent, repair and repent. So if this particular quotation is to be taken forward in its literary meaning or interpretation, I think somewhere our preparation has actually been neglected. And therefore, we have to repair and repent in a remorseful, hopefully remorseful manner. So having said that, any disaster taking place, our country is actually has got multiple fault lines, socio-economic, as also geographic, topographic fault lines. Western Ghat is a very fragile kind of an ecosystem, as also the topography. When we look at the Wayanad, Wayanad is actually known, popularly known as It's a place which enjoys altitude of height of 700 to 2100 meters. It's like a small hill station. It matches with the complete ambience and the environment of Ooty. They call it as Ooty of Kerala. So why? First and foremost thing in my understanding is that there is a need to carry out a quick appreciation and identify the problem. First and foremost thing is the immediate action to be taken. The short-term measure is to identify what is the criticality, how can we save maximum number of people, minimize the collateral damage, and shift our people, evacuate our people who are in distress to suitable places where the livelihood or the shelter, food, and other care can be extended. That is the first priority as far as I'm concerned. Second priority is the medium and the long-term process, wherein how best can you prevent occurrence of a thing like this? Like the erstwhile members, they have highlighted two very important aspects that this is nothing new. Way back in 2011, the report had been submitted and it has been totally put under the dust. It has been thrown into the dustbin. Nothing has happened. But my reckoning is that the density of population has gone up significantly in past 7 to 10 years. This, I would say, along with the density of population, the built up, this uncontrolled growth of the habitats, which has taken place along the riverside, towards the eastern slope of Western Ghat, running towards the Tamil Nadu and Karnataka side. To the northern side would be the Karnataka and eastern side is Tamil Nadu. I think uncontrolled growth of the homestay, the villages, the hotels, and all such things have taken place disregarding the guidelines being issued by the state government or whichever agency. So therefore, there is a requirement for the administrative authority to intervene suitably and take suitable course of action which will render the whole process to lend itself to prevent a recurrence of a disaster like this in future. Otherwise, one has been to Kerala enough. I would say this would become, it will keep on spreading like you rightly gave out in the preamble, in your narrative. The panic is already writ large towards Tamil Nadu side, so is the Karnataka. And the impact of this disaster is also going to flow out. Therefore, to sum up by all that I have said, is that immediately we need to evacuate whoever and wherever from and minimize the collateral damage, save as many people as possible. Rescue operation is a painstaking effort, and collectively, I would say multiple stakeholders, Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, and we have disaster management team. I believe Tamil Nadu also has sent some disaster management team. Collectively, it has to be a whole of nation approach. All of us have to put aside our personal differences in such kind of things. Opposition will do well if they can actually take the ruling dispensation into confidence, do not articulate and publicize or politicize such issues, and our foremost aim should be save the last
Major
man.
General, Mr. Sudhakar, thank you with all these, of course, very detailed inputs when you're pointing out how this was to be considered before, now planning into this entire system of carrying out the painstaking mission of rescue and operation. Also, I'll request you to kindly stay on the panel right now. With me joining is also ecologist Vishal Kumar. We appreciate you joining on the broadcast, sir. While it is being now debated about a 13-year-old report that was actually proposed and that was not taken in consideration, but now it seems to have become a very crucial, debatable and flashpoint over why and how this natural disaster is being now tracked down to something that was already anticipated. But when we talk about the report, it seems only to be in the sphere of being controversial because it was not even considered. What are your thoughts on it, Mr. Kumar?
Thank you so much, Simran, for having me. And our hearts go out to all the people who have lost their lives as a part of this tragedy. While we're talking about a decade-old report on which no action has been taken, I'd like to also bring up to notice that as of today, how many such reports would be available that are claiming that we're sitting on a time bomb, like every single tourist area, every single eco-sensitive area, fragile area, our islands, our mountain areas, our coastal areas, all of them are sitting under an immense threat. And there are huge number of reports that are claiming that. But yet we do not have any mitigation plan, we do not have any resilience plan, we do not have any adaptation plan. to any of these climate crises that we're facing. While the issue in Wayanad today is one of the worst landslides the state has faced, but every year this is going to only increase. It's going to become worse and worse. And we've seen that happen over the last many years in Uttarakhand and Himachal. We've seen Joshimath sinking. We've seen landslides, not just in Wayanad yesterday, but as of today, as of yesterday, there have been landslides in many other parts of the country, in Manipur, in Uttarakhand, in Himachal. Every single place, there's landslides every monsoons. And only some of them come to notice when it's a big catastrophe, when the number of people dying is very high. That's when we talk about, the issue. And then very soon, as soon as the relief efforts are over, we forget about the core issue at hand. We may have 2 days of mourning, but we need, I think, more than 2 months of dedicated planning to be able to make sure that we do not repeat any of our mistakes that we've made. And it's important to understand that there are many factors at play. We cannot just blame any single stakeholder. The political class has their role to play, the administrative class has their role to play, the local businesses who set up those homestays and hotels and resorts and made their money, they have a role to play. And most of all, when all three of them fail to do their job, I think it's the job of the civil society and the local communities to stand up and raise their voice for the local ecology. Because if that's not going to happen, then these catastrophes are only going to increase every year. And we measure them by the number of people who have died. But we forget that the people who live behind, the struggles that their lives have to go through, we cannot comprehend what happens to the people when they're cut off from the mainland for days together. There's no electricity, there's no light for people who are living. People who are moved to shelter homes, there's no access to proper sanitation facilities. So while the disasters are measured in terms of the number of people who die, but we forget that the lives of people and also all the other species who are dependent on the local ecology, what happens to their lives and how that gets impacted is something that we do not talk about enough. And very soon, even the number of people dead are forgotten. And we move on to a next issue as if like it's a window shopping, because there's so many catastrophes that are going to keep coming up. And we know that, right? We know global warming is an issue. We know climate change is an issue that's facing us. And it is going to supersede all economic gains. So I think the time has come now for all stakeholders to come together to take concerted action to be able to prevent some of this. But mark my words, we are not going to be able to stop these catastrophes from happening because of the damage that we've done in the past. So therefore, we need to definitely have a plan that we're going to, short-term plans so that we can overcome the crisis as soon as it happens, but also mid-term plans and long-term plans for every single area where there is a threat that we're sitting on.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.